You there?
You're awake?
I had a disagreeable dream.
What?
It was something I thought we'd grown out of in first-year theology. God on a cloud with a sort of pink electric light bulb behind his head, judging people, parting sheep from the goats, you know, that sort of thing.
What did God look like?
Well, that's the most ridiculous thing. He bore a remarkable resemblance to Dr. Salter. Really quite striking. Cherubim, all that stuff and nonsense. Your mother would find cherubim dreadfully vulgar. She wouldn't give them shelf room in porcelain. Cherubim.
It's not true.
I suppose not. I shan't have to wait very long to find out.
No, I mean, it's not really true. You dreamt that, is it?
There was some sort of judgment going on.
You shouldn't worry about that.
Judgment. I should like you to know it's not been so simple. Not also straightforward as it might have looked.
My Lord, I ain't gonna grieve, my Lord, no more.
Jesus said, I am the resurrection and I am the life.
I am the resurrection and the life, saith the Lord.
He
that believeth in me, though he were dead, yet shall he live. And whosoever liveth and believeth in me shall never die.
And believes in me shall never die.
Henry, I do think you're...
Why should the Rev. Trendykev get away with castrating the prayer book?
Blessed be the name of the Lord. The eternal God is your refuge, and underneath are the everlasting arms. I am sure that neither death, nor life, nor angels, nor principalities, nor powers, nor things present, nor things to come, nor height, nor depth, nor anything else in all creation,
nor any other creature.
No, you'll never get to heaven with a transit van, 'cause the Lord don't want no shifting man. I ain't gonna...
Minister, we hardly expected to see you at the funeral of a notorious left-wing cleric. Not representing the government, are you?
I'm representing no one but myself. For me, this is a very personal occasion.
Friend of the family?
An old friend. Certain things transcend political differences. Simeon Simcox was a great man. A tremendous influence on my life. You will excuse me, won't you, gentlemen?
Minister,
perhaps...
Where could it possibly have come from?
What?
That wreath. It's appalling.
It's only a wreath, Mother.
Thou shalt prepare a table before me against them that trouble me.
Gran? Gran? The barometer's in the sitting room.
Right.
It's funny, that's the only thing Peter got really excited about. The desk is through here.
Is that the one?
Yeah, that's the one.
Right, let's get this stuff moved, yeah?
And the clock. She said I could take the barometer and the clock.
What do you want the clock for?
How about telling the time? Gran!
He was a national figure. His fame spread far beyond this church, this parish, this valley of Rapstone. On every public issue for the last 50 years, he was there fighting for the right, as he saw it, determined, as he so often said, to build Jerusalem in England's green and pleasant land. One of the many obituaries in the national press suggests that he may have been a bit of a saint. If so, he was a saint smoking a pipe, dressed in that old tweed jacket with leather patches we came to love and know so well.
Gran? Gran? Oh, it's today.
It'd need a miracle.
She should never have come.
A miracle to divide one bottle of strictly non-South African anti-apartheid sherry among a dozen thirsty mourners. I don't suppose he'd have managed it. Not one for miracles, my father. Ah, here's a drop of brandy.
They used to do an absolutely super Brahms requiem when old Bagstead was at Hartscombe. Now, of course, it's all this taped stuff.
Agnes shouldn't have come. Not after all the things she said.
Agnes has always enjoyed anything at all tragic. It was summer holidays she always found so harrowing.
We had I Did It My Way from a machine at Bill Baxter's cremation at Worsfield.
Well, so long as it wasn't smoke gets in your eyes.
What did you say?
Oh, nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Agnes.
No sort of will surfaced yet. I was always pestering Simeon to make one.
Agnes, I'm glad you came. Simeon would have been glad.
Would he?
He liked you. You know, he always regarded you as a challenge.
I think I'm rather tired of being regarded as a challenge.
Such a crowd. They won't expect to eat anything, will they?
I thought I'd just go into the kitchen and put out some biscuits.
Oh, Lorna, what a wonderful little brick you are.
I do think it's embarrassing of you to come. I know Henry's embarrassed.
Well, why not should Henry be embarrassed? It's not his funeral, is it? I'll go and get some biscuits.
Hello, Leslie. What are you doing here?
Paying my respects, as I grew up with you all.
Did you? Can't say I noticed you growing up.
Of course not.
I hope you approved of the service. I think we managed to strike just the right note of reverent informality.
I think you struck an absolutely ghastly note, Bulstrode. That castrated edition of the prayer book may be perfectly suitable to bless the union of a couple of primpers from the happy hairdo in Hearts.
Telling phrase, Mr. Simcox. You always have such a telling turn of phrase.
Your newfangled prayers have no place in the Christian burial of a priest of the Church of England.
We have to make things clear for the common man.
However common the man, he always understood the old prayer book perfectly well. Ask the Right Honourable Leslie Titmuss.
Powerful turn of phrase. No wonder he's always off to America.
So many funerals. Elspeth Fairhazel, Contessa, old Cecil Fanner. Oh, I'm quite exhausted.
I'm sorry, my father should have consulted your engagements.
Oh, that is very naughty, I'm afraid. I was devoted to your Simeon. But sometimes I think he disapproved of me for not being black. Well, I am discriminated against too. I told him so often. Horrid little man in the fish shop, Hartscombe, absolutely declines to serve me.
It seemed so strange. A service at Rapstone Church, and Simeon silent throughout the proceedings.
Must apologize, Mrs. S. Sorry I turned up late.
It was strange not to hear his voice.
But nothing would have made me miss the old man's funeral.
Why ever not, Leslie?
I remember how good he was to me when I was a young lad. How good you all were.
Is that what you remember?
Sad occasion, of course. Beautifully done.
Except for that wreath.
Mother.
My secretary ordered it, actually.
Oh, dear. Well, you really shouldn't have done it, Leslie. It's the sort of thing you used to do when you were a little boy. You really mustn't spend your money on foolish things.
I'll always be grateful.
I wonder what he'll always be grateful for. I remember he was always bringing us presents. So embarrassing. Things he'd saved up for.
Or things he'd nicked from Woolworths.
Simeon?
Huh?
Simeon, it's Leslie. Leslie Titman.
Why, Leslie, whatever have you got there?
It's for you, Mrs. Simcox. I got it for you.
Leslie, you must learn not to do things like that.
Leslie Titmus comes bearing gifts. How exciting. Do let me see.
It's a present, Mr. Simcox.
This is the most beautiful object. My dear, isn't this the most beautiful object? What is it it's got written on it? A present from Cleethorpes. Ah. That was kind and thoughtful of you, Leslie. My dear, wasn't that kind and thoughtful?
Leslie, as you're here, how about doing some gardening?
The nettles and the weeds.
What a good idea, Leslie.
We shall treasure this, Leslie. We shall keep it on the mantelpiece.
Do we have to?
Of course.
But it's hideous.
Hideous things are something we have to put up with. We can't turn a blind eye to them. That wouldn't be right.
I can shut my eyes to a present from Cleethorpes any day of the week.
We can't offend the boy. We really can't.
Why not? He's such a particularly nasty child.
Well, that's not a particularly Christian thing to say.
Isn't it? Well, perhaps God made nasty people so we could find out who's nice. Freddie. Freddie!
Like Jack Horner in the corner.
Freddie, your father's trying to write to the bishop.
What about?
What do I care?
About what they're doing to the black men in Africa, if you must know. He has important letters.
That was a black man singing. Fats Waller. And you turned him off.
Try not to be silly, Freddie.
What are you doing, Henry?
Just writing a novel.
What's a novel?
It's a picture of our society from top to bottom. A human story.
Is it difficult writing that, I mean?
Very difficult. For some people.
I bet it's not as hard as getting rid of these nettles.
Well, why do it then?
Your mum gives me £half-a-crown.
My parents exploit you. It's the beer money.
I don't get any beer money.
They do. Simcox Ales and Hartscombe. That's what keeps the family going, so they can exploit the workers. Just because you live in Scurfield. They think that everyone who lives in Scurfield's there to be exploited. They wouldn't ask me to cut down nettles.
Your mum says she's asked you, but you won't never do it.
When the revolution comes, they'll be the first to go.
Where will you be, Henry, when the revolution comes?
Probably in charge.
It's gone. Father's barometer's gone.
She's taken it.
What on earth are you talking about?
Francesca, you're Frankie. I said she could have it.
I think Gramps would have liked Henry to have the barometer. As the eldest son in the family, I think he's entitled to have it.
Why, is Henry starting out on a career as a weatherman?
Henry was always to have the barometer and the clock. And as the only writer in the family, he has to be entitled to the desk. That was to be Henry's.
She left a note when they took it. Darling Grandma, came this morning for the stuff. Didn't want to disturb you, but it was the only day we could get the van.
Brutes, robbers, barbarians. Francesca the Hun.
I have to be getting back to Hartscombe for surgery.
The young, all the tact and delicacy of a drunken crowd of looting mercenaries.
It's appalling. Henry's right. You'll have to speak to her, Henry.
Just a few things, so they can remember Simeon.
A barometer? What the devil do they want a barometer for? They don't have weather in Tufnell Park.
The young have no sort of consideration.
Consideration? All Francesca's consideration reserved for South American guerrillas, underprivileged Eskimos, and one-parent lame lesbian families living in Greater Manchester. When I forgot. Whales. Huge, great, bloody whales. Swimming about in the sea, spouting and suckling their young, and never ever realizing that all the concern most girls lavish on their parents, all the reverence most decent-minded daughters might feel at a death in the family, is entirely concentrated on their bloated, inarticulate, blubbery bodies. We were never like that, were we?
I don't know why we had to do this play.
Our father did it at school. It's only a few scenes for something festive, to entertain Mother. Well, for God's sake, Frederick, why can't you fall in and do the thing properly?
It's all right for you. You're Macbeth. I have to be Duncan. I have to get murdered. You've got much the best part. Where's Father, anyway?
He's upstairs getting changed. He knows how to do it exactly.
Of course he does. Keeps on telling us he played the part at school.
While I stood, wrapped in the wonder of it, came missives from the king, who all hailed me Thane of Cawdor. All right. I'll see who it is.
Rector, we...
Ah, it's young Harry Stokes, isn't it?
You wanted to see us, Rector. It was the talk you usually give us before a marriage.
Yes, of course. And this is Sissy. Sissy Bigwell. It must have slipped my mind. Come along in.
No, Harry.
Oh, we won't be long over this.
No, take me home, Harry.
We best come back. Another time, Rector.
Oh. Count these for me, will you, Fred?
Leslie Titmuss is going to Hartscombe Grammar.
He's done well. Leslie's got his wits about him.
I'd like to go to Hartscombe Grammar.
I suppose no one can have everything he wants.
I mean, I thought you believed in everyone being equal. Don't you believe in everyone going to Hartscombe Grammar? I don't know why I have to go to Knuckleberries.
Perhaps it's the will of God.
It's much better for you and Henry to be away at school. Anyway, you know your Uncle Pim went to Knuckleberries. And, of course, your father.
So you arranged for us to go there too?
I suppose I did.
So it's the will of God.
Extraordinary child. You do come out with some things.
Bloody awful place, this, isn't it?
Pretty terrible, yes.
My dad told me it would be bloody awful. Ghastly grub, and I'd be homesick and miss my mum's cooking. But he said it'd be worth it all because I'd meet useful friends. You look a nice sort of friend for me to meet, Simcox Minor.
I'm not all that useful, really.
Why?
I turn on people.
What?
I lead them on to trust me, and then I turn on them. I'm well known for being treacherous.
Well, couldn't you be a useful friend for me? Just until you start being treacherous. Look, as long as we're friends, let's go down to the music hut.
Why the music hut?
Because nobody here learns the double bass. My dad knows why we've got no brawn available. Because that Atlee, Ernie Bevan, and Sir Stifford Craps, they give all the brawn and peaches and white wine to themselves. Sit down. And the same goes for liqueur chocolates, when they can get their sticky fingers onto them. Bet your father says the same thing, doesn't he? About the Labour government.
He doesn't.
Doesn't he?
My father's a socialist.
Sorry, you must be bloody poor. Come here on a charity place.
My father's not especially poor. In fact, I think he owns most of a brewery. Simcox Ales, you know, all that sort of nonsense.
He owns the best parts of a brewery and he's a socialist. Have a tea at Maria Centre. He must be bloody crackers.
Revelations chapter 21, verse 2. And I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down from God out of heaven, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband. What is the great virtue of an English public school? What did I, for instance, get out of Knuckleberries? I got a great deal. I mean, there's no use in having a sensible education. What we all need is something to rebel against. Really, I only have this advice for you all. Be rebels while you're young, or what on earth will you be left with in your old age?
Tom? You there, Tom?
Let you out again.
Yes, I'm home. Home for the holidays. How did all those die, Tom?
Some say they was got quietly by crossbow bolts. Some say they was dazed in an old car headlights, and a rifle did 'em. But those particular ones, I'm prepared to take my oath, passed over peaceful in their sleep.
Been eating a lot of venison, have you lately, Tom?
Breakfast, dinner, and tea. There's nothing better than a deer's brains on toast for breakfast. How have they been treating you, Fred?
Oh, badly. Terribly badly.
What do they do to you?
At school, half starve us. And make us sleep in dormitories where the bogs freeze. And hit us quite often. They teach us Latin poetry so slowly you can't ever understand what it's all about. And make us go on cross-country runs where you have to break the ice and wade through streams. I cut my legs on the ice this term.
You're privileged, that's what you are. You're part of the privileged classes.
Oh, is that what we are? Been a bad year for pheasants, has it?
As for the Stroud up Picton House, some say it's due to a nasty outbreak of raisins soaked in brandy put on fishhooks.
But you wouldn't know anything about that now, would you, Tom? Why don't we ever have deer's brains for breakfast?
Could you try not to be quite so revolting? Watching me to boiled egg is disgusting enough.
My profile's rather good.
I don't often see it, except when you're asleep.
No, I mean profile of me in this week's New Statesman. There's a caricature.
I do wish you'd try to keep out of the New Statesman, Simeon. It's so embarrassing.
Tom Nout has deer's brains every morning. Of course, he doesn't dazzle them in his headlights and shoot them out of his old banger with a 2-2 rifle. Oh, no.
Simcox minor, do shut up. I'm trying to read the Times.
Wherever have you been, Fred?
I've been down to Tom's old hut in Hanging Wood.
And you're not to go there again.
What do you mean?
I wouldn't have thought that remark was particularly obscure. I don't want you to go there again.
Why? Why ever shouldn't I?
Because I'm telling you not to. For once in your life.
My father doesn't want me to come down here and see you anymore.
Not when you gets back from school.
Not ever. Why do you think that is?
He's got his reasons, most likely.
What reasons?
Wouldn't he tell you?
No.
Well, then, I don't suppose he would.
Simcox, something absolutely ghastly's happened.
What?
Well, there's a new boy here, a chap called Strode.
Magnus Strode. I know him. He lives near our house.
Well, I was talking to him, and he said he had to go. He was late for his music lesson. Don't you understand, Simcox? He's learning the double bass.
Nubble? What did you do with the actual instrument?
It's under the hut.
Cheerio, Nubble.
What seems to be the matter now?
Simeon, it's Dr. Salter.
Simeon?
He gets this wretched chest and his voice is going.
Keep the sermons shorter. Congregation will be delighted. I don't suppose you've got a spot of brandy left over from Christmas? Huh?
I'll see if I can find anything.
Well, surely you're going to take my temperature, aren't you?
I doubt if that's going to do you much good.
Dorothy thought that we should call you in.
Can't imagine why. Surely a man of your persuasion ought to be grateful for a touch of flu. Don't want to hang about in this vale of tears, do you? Fellows like you ought to get to the queue for heaven as quickly as possible.
For a doctor, you have a remarkably simple-minded view of the Christian religion.
Christian religion? I thought it was based on the extreme desirability of death. It's a lesson I wish my patients would all learn. Duty of the sick, in my opinion. Get out of the way, make room for some healthy breeders. You take the Bishop of Worsfield. That's amazingly generous of you, Dorothy. Never knew a fellow so remarkably coy about meeting his maker.
Bishop not well, then?
The good bishop has never been quite the same since you made him stand up all night in a drafty cathedral to protest about the South African government.
You can't blame me.
Of course, it was remarkably effective. As soon as the dear old Boers heard that you and the bishop had gone without a night's sleep, they decided to elect a blackamoor as prime minister. Oh, isn't that what happened?
I've missed you.
You don't have to get sick to see me. You can get this made up from Hartscombe, if you like. Can't do him any particular harm.
One of the great mysteries in life.
Ah, please, spare us the mysteries.
Is why you ever chose to become a doctor.
Why did you choose to become a parson? Only one reason. Neither of us could hold down a decent job in a biscuit factory.
All these little colds of his, is there nothing you can recommend?
Recommend? Take up hunting.
Hardly.
Not for killing the foxes. No, that's not the point. They do you a wonderful death on the hunting field. 1 minute you're up in the air, sun in your face, frozen air in your nostrils, giving a hedge a clean pair of heels. Then you come smack on the hard ground, break your neck, it's over in a second.
I saw Agnes sitting outside in the car. Doesn't she want to come in?
No, I don't think so. She's like her father. Can't stand the sight of illness.
What are you doing for the holidays?
Sitting in the car. I'd like to go in and look after the old people. I want to be a nurse. He says he won't allow it. He says wanting to be a nurse just shows an unhealthy interest in disease.
I thought of a boat on the river.
A rowing boat?
Yes, a boat on the river.
Have you got any better at guiding it?
I've always been quite good at guiding it.
I don't know. Just as long as you don't get us suddenly out in the middle of the river and then want to go urgently.
Oh, you remember that?
Did you think I wouldn't?
You're going to Charlie Fanner's party?
Everyone's going to Charlie Fanner's. They've asked everybody. It's a sort of national event. They've even asked Leslie Titmuss.
Leslie Titmuss.
Of course you are.
I look terrible.
To me, you look beautiful.
Oh, you always say that. You'll say that when I'm old and my face is covered in tram lines and my teeth have fallen out.
Charlie wouldn't like you to miss her party.
So it's easy to say I look beautiful. It's like, how are the crops? Good planting weather. I can't face all those people.
They're only children.
Charlie's party. Our one social event of the year.
We've got all the children from the cottages, Rapston and Scarefield.
Tremendously exciting. What do you expect me to do? Slip into the Chanel so that you and I can play sardines together? Look at me. And I will scream if you tell me I look beautiful.
Charlie's all tricked out in her party dress and so on.
I hope you haven't told her that she looks beautiful. It wasn't so boring during the war. At least there were the Americans. An occasional bomb that missed Worsfield.
I'm sorry we couldn't keep the war going. To entertain you a little longer.
Come on, Miss Charlie. Your mother told you to make an entrance.
Mummy's not here.
Well, she'll be down presently. Go on now. Your father's waiting for you.
Charlie? Pray silence for the birthday queen. Vibra? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Charlie. Happy birthday to you.
Come on, everybody, we're going to have a game of murder. Come on, come away from there. Now, gather round. Come on. Now, this one is the murderer, right? And this one is the detective. And all the others are blank, okay? Dig in.
What are you doing in here?
Hiding, I suppose. Doesn't seem very important.
What's that?
Old magazines, piles of them. You know who that is?
It's Charlie's mother.
She's beautiful.
Yes.
Lady Grace Fanner, enjoying a joke in Cannes.
She's wearing pyjamas.
Of course.
Pyjamas. In public.
Poor Charlie.
Why?
To have a mother who was so beautiful. Heaven's sake, Fred, what on earth are you doing?
101 butterfly caresses. Doesn't it rouse you to a purring pitch of passion at all?
Feels like having insects crawling all over you.
Get out! How dare you!
Oh, Mummy, I'm scared! Oh, no.
Cheer up, young fella. You're not dead yet.
Is he all right?
He'll survive.
Ah. I suppose you know what tricks your family's been playing.
Tricks?
Your boy playing games. You scared my lad to death. We had to have Dr. Salter to him.
Yes, I was there. I'm sorry.
Just mixing with people as he didn't ought to mix with.
Well, surely you'd like him to widen his horizons?
I would not.
No?
I'd like him to stay at home in Scurfield when he's back from school. Mind his own business. Minding our own business is what I set great store by, Rector. You had that ornament long, have you?
No, not.
Have you ever, in fact, been to Cleethorpes?
Well, now you come to mention it, no, I don't think I have.
Well, I have visited that resort. And I bought a memento, a keepsake to mark the occasion. Rector, can I ask you to explain the presence of this ornament on your mantelpiece?
Yes, as a matter of fact, your boy gave it to me.
Honestly? He took it from my Leslie, without a word of inquiry to his family. I suppose you'd have no objection to my removing it from your possession.
No objection. No objection in the world. As a matter of fact, for my wife, its removal might be the cause of some relief.
I imagine so. Young people would never strain to dishonesty, Mr. Simcox. if those that should know better didn't encourage them in it.
My dear Mr. Titmuss, I never...
Good day to you, Rector. From now on, it'll be formal communications, only on the business of our respective parish councils. Fine words on the subject of socialism might come to you very easy, but that hardly explains the acquisition of other persons' little ornaments.
Oh, Doctor, it's nothing urgent, but Mr. Jackson Cantelow is waiting to see you in the surgery.
Thank you. Your father wasn't interested in money. It pains your mother to talk about money. Henry's only interested in writing for the cinema. And you can live a pure and unselfish existence writing out chitties for days off work and tending to the slightest whims of your national health patients. Oh, it's all very fine and elevated, no doubt, to be totally uninterested in money when you've got plenty of it. But now you haven't, Mr. Frederick Simcox. The plain fact of the matter is that now you haven't.
I never expected money.
Never?
I suppose my father would give anything he had to my mother.
Well, let me tell you now. For years I've been urging your father to make a will. Now I hear from a firm in Worsfield, a very small firm, police court business, that sort of thing. It seems your father went into them entirely without my knowledge and made a will quite recently. He left none of his considerable wealth to your mother, and the strange thing is she doesn't seem in the slightest degree worried.
But if he didn't leave her the brewery holdings?
30% of the shares. Approximately 10.25 million nicker at present day values.
Then who did he leave them to?
That, Frederick, is another thing about your family that I find quite incomprehensible. He left the whole bloody shooting match to the Right Honourable Leslie Titmuss, MP. Absolutely in freehold and forever.
Oh, it's not his real will, is it? He couldn't have meant to ignore us in favour of that jumped-up little squirt, Leslie Titmuss.
I always found it difficult to discover what his real will was, quite honestly.
Well, it's perfectly obvious. Either it's a forgery...
By a cabinet minister?
It's been known. Or Titmuss leaned on him, or the old man went stark raving mad, which, judging by his behaviour, is, in our barrister's opinion, by far the most likely explanation.
Our barrister?
Of course, Fred. I'm looking after your interests as well. We're all in the same boat, you know. As a family, we either sink or swim together. How much do we really know about our father?
How much do we want to know?
Well, take sex, for instance.
What do you want to do with it?
Do try and be serious for a moment. Thank you. And the sex life of our father is...
It's something I'd rather not think about. We all came into existence as the result of a momentary embrace by our parents, which we find it impossible to imagine.
You talk exactly like him.
We all assumed that we were the result of our own particular immaculate conception. You mean I talk like our father?
No, you talk like Dr. Salter. Can't have been an isolated incident. Council want examples of eccentric behaviour.
Is sex eccentric behaviour?
If you happen to be a clergyman, yes. I shall have to ask Mother.
I don't think you should do that.
I'm afraid I'll have to.
I don't believe those are the sort of questions that our mother would care to answer.
I'm afraid I'll have to make systematic inquiries. And there was his peculiar political beliefs. A raving red.
But of course that's it. I mean, suppose he was spying for the Soviets and Leslie Titmuss got wind of it. It was simply a case of blackmailing the rector.
I suppose you think that's funny.
I think you've got to a dangerous age.
Really? What age is that?
The age when you sit by yourself in the Sheridan Club drinking too much brandy and dreaming about spies. Thank you very much for dinner, Henry, and good night.
When we stand, oh, when we stand, oh, when we stand, our God is home. Oh, what night will be our land, oh, land of God is home. When we stand,
peaceful demonstrations. I mean, what peaceful demonstrations ever alter the course of history? I mean, do you really imagine the October Revolution had been brought off by a collection of vicars' sons carrying sandwiches?
They're not sandwiches.
And do you think Marie Antoinette would have scooted out of Versailles because of half a dozen Labour MPs and a few women pushing prams? The idea's ridiculous.
Well, why are you here, then?
Well, I think in my position, I ought to stand up and be counted.
Well, I'll count you, then. 1.
You know, you really are excessively childish sometimes, Fred.
What is your position, anyway?
Well, the first novel about to be published, it's obvious. The artist ought to take a stand.
Which artist?
Well, me, of course. Oh, do try and grow up, Fred. That basket looks bloody heavy.
Yes. You want to carry it?
Not particularly.
I mean, she sent us out here with this thing full of quiche and homemade pate and that cheese that's been dripping out of a muslin bag in the larder for weeks.
But we are here to try and make a gesture, Fred, for peace in our generation. And all you seem to be able to do is to prattle on about the contents of a picnic basket.
Henry, darling,
Oh, I'm fine. I've got my new novel coming out in the autumn.
wonderful.
How are you?
Your new novel? It's your only novel. Agnes. Well, by a road. Just a road somewhere. I'm doing something with my father.
There's an absolutely horrible pub where they have ghastly music and absolutely repulsive food. Thought it might be a good place to go. Or I could borrow my father's car and meet you there. But don't bother, not if you don't want to.
I do, I'm on my way.
It's come down on us like a great fog. It's impossible to see clearly.
Dorothy, don't. Guilt is a malignant disease.
You find it all so simple, but it's not really as simple as that.
Well, it's 1 for the money, 2 for the show, 3 to get ready. Now go, cat, go, but don't you step on my blue suede shoe. Well, you can do anything but take me over my blue suede shoe. Well, you can knock me down, step in my face.
Here, I'll sit down.
Can I get you something, love? Yeah, curry and chips for both of us.
Is that the best?
The worst. The curry smells of the monkey house.
2 pints of bitter, please. Why do you like that so much?
I don't know. My mother liked everything nice.
You never talk about her.
She was beautiful. Oh, great beauty. A buzz bomb got her in Oxford Street. Anything can happen to you, my father says. It's no good worrying too much about staying alive.
Does he really mean that?
Does your father mean everything he says?
Yes, I think so.
A new heaven and a new earth. That's what my father says yours is always talking about.
Well, he wants things to be better, yes. Not like before the war. Not with unemployment and dole queues and hard-faced businessmen in charge of everything. I mean, there's nothing particularly wrong in that, is there?
No, love. No.
Thank you.
Pretty idea. Told you. This food appalling.
I mean, you don't want an H-bomb falling on Worsfield, do you?
Worsfield? No. Perhaps if you said Hartscombe or Rapston Fanner. Anyway, what's he doing to stop it? What can he do?
Well, he's marching. At least he believes in it enough to march.
It's absolutely inedible. Shouldn't we dance to the rock music?
Oh, all right.
When purple colored curtains mark the end of day, I'll hear you, my dear, at twilight time. Deepening shadows gather splendor as day is done. Fingers of night will soon surrender the setting sun. I count the moments, darling, till you're here with me. Together.
You've been quite good at this.
Sense of rhythm.
Something you learnt since you've been away. Cambridge National Service. Is that what they taught you? All that drumming you do.
I'm part of the group now at Hartscombe. We're going to play at dances. Make some money.
Well, you're obviously better at dancing than you are at marching.
I didn't want to march.
Why?
I thought I had something better to do.
Do you have another drink?
I can finish my curry.
I think I'd like another pint.
All right. I'll drive.
Oh, don't tell me you're good at that, too. How appalling. Lights. So far, so good.
There's a lot more people sleeping up at the town hall. Can I have a bit of room, please? Yeah. Beatniks and weirdos with guitars. Fred must be with them.
I suppose so.
Trust Fred to go and get himself lost. He'll never end up banning anything.
Well, as long as he's all right.
What do you think?
Oh, it beats 101 butterfly caresses.
You remember Charlie's party?
No, I don't remember. What do you call this, then?
Heavy petting. 70% of 15-year-old Americans pet the climax point 2 to 5 times a week.
How on earth do you know that?
A boy called Arthur Nubble smuggled the Kinsey report into school.
Absolutely disgusting.
Yeah.
I hate heavy petting. It's yank.
Is it?
Yes, terribly yank. Well, let's get out the car at least.
Isn't it a bit wet?
For God's sake, you didn't mind marching in it.
Why don't they turn out the light?
No one can find the switch.
Oh. Oh. Uh-huh. Oh.
Stop!
Will it matter?
Not much, don't suppose. Night, Fred. I'll drive now.
Shall we go dancing again?
Possibly.
Could you give me a lift, please?
Peace through fear. This doesn't seem particularly sensible to me. God had the same idea once. Goodness through the fear of hell fire. Not one of his most brilliant notions. I can't remember the fear of hell ever stopping much slaughter or preventing many wars. Can't we stop putting all our faith in a man-made, scientifically organized version of the everlasting bonfire? That is why we have taken a long walk, singing together, to show that man cannot live by fear alone.
was the floor like at the town hall?
Hard.
Dear little Fred, you're such a hopeless liar.
May I come in?
Is it the noise? Are you writing a sermon?
Are you expecting one?
What do you mean?
Odd. This need that people seem to feel about sermons, I can never understand it myself. You know, often on Sundays, I look down at those upturned faces and I have an irresistible urge to say, oh, for heaven's sake, go home to lunch. Stop flattering yourselves that you've sinned. What would you want a sermon about?
Nothing. I don't want a sermon at all.
About the march.
Don't tell me I made the slightest difference to the march. No one could have noticed whether I was there or not.
Don't be modest, Fred. Don't feel grand enough to be modest. I expect you think all that marching is quite futile. Perhaps the good it does is to those people who take part in it. Perhaps it makes them feel that they're not simply leading dull, materialistic lives. Perhaps...
It all sounds rather self-indulgent to me.
I'm sorry we're not pure enough for you.
You can achieve the same result with Simcox's best bitter, and it's not half so hard on the feet. Or with any inexpensive pleasure, like...
Like what?
Oh, never mind. How did you know, anyway?
How did I know what?
That I left the march.
Leslie told me.
Leslie?
Leslie Titmuss.
Leslie Titmuss? I can't believe it.
That boy's making something of his life. You know he works in the brewery now, in the office. He's going to evening classes. His father told me that he's anxious to take up some sort of public service.
Like spying on my movements.
Why? Why, for God's sake? Shouldn't one speak to the rector, Mr. Frederick, if one has spiritual problems?
Don't bother about them, Mr. Frederick. Am I one of your spiritual problems?
No. Fred, of course you aren't. I just happened to mention I saw you up early. I thought your father'd like to know that.
Hey, mind yourself, Leslie.
When I ought to have been with him, banning the bomb.
Well, I don't agree with that exactly.
Oh, don't you?
We need the bomb, Fred.
Well, you might need it. It might come in frightfully handy for you in the accounts department at Simcox Brewery. It may be absolutely vital for you in your daily cycling to work from Skirfield. But I don't know why anyone else has the slightst use for it.
Think of England.
What?
Think of England, Fred. And the defense of freedom.
What on earth's happened to you?
You should learn about that.
About what?
About the defense of freedom. You, going to the Swan's Nest on Saturday night? Dinner dance with the Young Conservatives. Dresses formal. You want to join the Young Conservatives, Fred. You want to make something of yourself.
Dr. Salter.
I have absolutely no objection to your battering down Rapston Church. But I'd be much obliged if you didn't do it with the backside of my Elvis.
Is it damaged at all?
In.
In?
In.
In.
Dora Nout's about to drop Tom's fifth. She's a very reasonable woman. Always manages it before lunchtime. I'll buy you a couple of pints.
Well, I was going
My
to...
daughter's gone to London. So don't tell me you've anything better to do.
To London?
Yes, gone to stay with her Aunt Molly. She wanted to admire the holes in the latest exhibition of stone carving or some such fascinating occupation.
She's gone to the Henry Moores.
If that's the fellow's name, that's what she's gone to.
pass me my bag, will you?
Shall I come in with you?
Oh, for God's sake, you'd only faint. Stay exactly where you are.
How much have you got?
£3 10 shillings.
Magnus, not very
It's
much.
plenty. He's getting a suit.
Doing?
It's a suit.
What, hiring one? What a hoot!
Come on. Come on. Success?
Who knows? The nipper may end up as a clergyman. I don't suppose you're any good at darts, are you?
Thank you. I'm sorry about the car.
Well, that's all the damage you've done.
I expect to pay, of course.
Oh, your father's money? Be a miracle.
Well, I could do it in installments.
Getting a bit of ready cash out of a wealthy socialist in a dog collar would require the talent of Moses striking the rock in the desert. Now, charity, according to your reverend father, begins in other people's homes.
I don't think that's very fair.
Do you want to argue with me?
Not really, no.
Pity. It's becoming a damn dull lunch. Well, let's play darts. Middle for diddle.
Did Agnes tell you?
Tell me? Tell me what?
About me and the car.
About you and the car. Of course. She told me all about you and the car.
Everyone seems to tell everyone everything.
Ah, they're only secrets. Foolish having them. Of course, your family are rather given to secrets.
My family?
Yeah, it must be the religion that does it. A secret sort of business religion. All that whispering to God behind other people's backs. Damn funny, though. Old Simeon, leading the multitudes into the promised land of peace and all that nonsense. And you, playing truant in order to bust up my motor.
Do you think he's wrong to march?
I'm not in the business of right and wrong. I'm in the business of collywobbles and housemaid's knee. And I pull 'em out of the womb, thump 'em on the backside, and let 'em get on with it. That's enough, isn't it?
I suppose so. Agnes told me about her mother.
Beautiful auburn-haired girl, soft voice. Died for the sake of a frock. You don't love Agnes, do you? No, it's none of my business what you get up to. But you might be happy if you don't fall in love. I knew it! I knew you'd turn out to be a bloody awful darts player.
You told your father
What did I tell him?
about us.
What is there to tell?
I should have thought something. You told him about the car.
Oh, about that.
Everyone seems to tell everyone everything.
Well, I'm not accustomed to lie to my own father.
How's Henry Moore?
Who?
Sculptor.
As far as I know, he's perfectly all right. What ridiculous questions you do ask.
And how's Aunt Molly?
Almost as well as Henry Moore.
Who did you stay with then?
Oh, just some people.
People?
People I was at college with. That's all.
Where do they live, these people?
Well, aren't you quite extraordinarily nosy?
I thought you never told lies to your father.
Well, honestly, no one could ever accuse you of not telling lies to your father.
When you were in London?
When I was in London, I wasn't here, was I? Now I'm here. Why don't we try and make the best of it?
Darling, Charlie. Isn't it time you went up to your room? On the right, there. Biggles. Biggles, Biggles. You like Biggles? A propeller, set behind two exposed seats, revolved slowly. Beside it stood a tall, thin man in flying kit. You one of the fellows on the new course? He asked shortly. Yes, sir, was the startled reply. Ever been in the air? No, sir. What's your name? Bigglesworth, sir. I'm afraid it's a bit of a mouthful, but that isn't my fault. Most people call me Biggles for short. A slow smile spread over the face of the instructor. Sensible idea, he said.
All right, Biggles. Get in.
What did you say to her?
Oh, nothing very much.
I think I said that her age, my friends were thinking of dances and being presented at court. It was a time when one was brought out. But with you, Charlie, I told her, there is nothing much to bring.
Can't you say anything else about her?
When I was Charlie's age, we didn't have a brass farthing. Daddy's miserable army pension. Mother always in debt. I used to have to scrounge dresses from my chums. I used to fill my evening bag with bits from cocktail parties to have for lunch.
How the poor lived.
All the same, I never wore the same party frock twice.
That sounds a considerable achievement.
I was typing letters for old lady Naboth, dreadful charities, and I danced till 5 o'clock every morning. Can you see your precious trades union members working such hours?
Their night shift probably doesn't entail much dancing.
You're angry. Just because I tell Charlie what I think. Don't you want me to be honest with her?
It might be better to be kind. At least take an interest in her.
Oh, you find everybody interesting. I don't. I believe that a lot of people were manufactured when God was thinking of something else.
Like the next cocktail party?
Try not to be blasphemous, Simeon. Please. Do try not to be blasphemous.
Ah, Simeon, come for a spot of tea?
I sent for him. Charlotte is having one of her ridiculous tantrums.
Oh, it's the excitement, I suppose. She's excited about the Young Conservatives' dinner dance. Poor Charlotte doesn't get many treats.
The handkerchief is for display purposes only.
Mother.
You won't go and blow your nose on it, Leslie, will you?
Mother, I do know. Stop fussing with the boy, Elsie.
Or you could wear it in your sleeve. When I was in service, a lot of gentlemen used to carry the white dinner-time handkerchief in the cuff.
I'll have it in the display pocket.
I don't know why the boy has to be sent out looking like a tailor's dummy.
When I was in service with Mr. Doughty Strode at Picton House, pre-war, when I was in service.
Yes, Elsie, I think we've all had our fill of when you were in service.
It was dressed for dinner every night, except Sundays. Sundays, it was casual clothes and cold cuts, naturally, with beetroot and a lettuce salad. But every other night,
It was one gong for dressing, and then half an hour later the gong for dinner.
Yes, Elsie, we do know all about it.
Can I borrow the prefect?
Oh, go on, George. They'll all be there with their own transport.
Well, I suppose it'll stop people talking. At least you won't be hanging around the bus stop dressed like a waiter.
He looks handsome. Doesn't he look handsome, George?
I'd rather see him looking handsome at 8:30 in the morning when we've got our annual audit at the brewery.
Take the key. Going to be late, 7 for 7:30.
Goodbye, Leslie. It does look well on you. Don't be late back now. Don't you feel proud of him, George? Seeing him go off like that.
Why should I feel proud?
Young Conservatives. Time was when the word young meant young revolutionaries. Young men and women trying to sweep away all our old country's standards. Looking round this fine old room, and after a dinner well up to Swan's Nest standards...
Kitty cat O'Bannon and soggy potato.
There was a moment of aberration.
Bad.
when
I actually
Harscombe
in my
itself went
cocktail.
It was as unfortunate as the time when Oliver Cromwell's levelling soldiery occupied Rapston Manor. But now England has come to its senses.
Charles II is back. Boffing the girls.
And now my old friend Doughty Strove is back where he should be, in the House of Commons. Thanks to your tireless canvassing.
Good old father, silent member for Hartscombe. I don't know why they don't replace him with a cardboard cutout.
Unlike the gloom merchants of the Socialist Party, we can enjoy ourselves. There will be dancing Joe Sneaping and his Orpheans.
Riverside Stompers.
Riverside Stompers, I stand corrected. And the bar will be open until midnight.
No.
Oh, yes, I understand it's a question of buy your own drinks from now on. Let joy be unconfined. No sleep till dawn when youth and pleasure meet.
I wish Nicholas wouldn't recite poetry. He just makes such a fool of himself when he recites poetry.
Come on, port in the bar.
No.
Go with Daddy.
You know Doughty Strove, of course.
Yes, he's my uncle.
Is he really?
His son Magnus. That's him over there. Well, he's my cousin, actually. Do you know Magnus?
Well, not really. My people know the family.
Your people?
My mother.
Excuse me.
Do you know who puts up the nominations for the YC committee? Does Mr. Doughty Strove have some say?
In what?
General committee, you know. Well, I'm not looking as far as the F&GP yet. Would Sir Nicholas be the fellow to get in touch with?
He's such a fool.
Sir Nicholas?
No, Magnus. He's such a critic.
That's Sir Nicholas's daughter. She looks awfully left out.
Bullseye! I see you're not miffed, are you?
No, not at all. Of course not. Terrifically good fun. Lively, jolly party, isn't it?
so.
Oh, yes. Wouldn't care to dance, would you?
Not really.
Shall we? These dues, aren't they? I said these dues are pretty good fun, aren't they? Of course, there's a serious point behind them. I mean, I don't suppose I'd come here if I didn't want to get on in the Young Conservatives.
I say, Titmus. I say, old boy, who's your tailor?
Like your bow tie, old fellow. I bet it took simply hours to get it tied properly. Oh, God, Titmus, you old cheater!
Where did you get that suit, Titmus? Savile Row?
Let's have a look at the label.
No, look here. No, it's better than that.
Oh, it's better than that. On hire from Henry Pycroft of our...
Oh, that's Henry Pycroft.
All garments impeccably clean. Impeccably clean. Yeah.
Oh, take it off, Titmus. You don't know where it's been. Impeccably clean, but strong smell mothballs.
As last worn at the sanitary inspector's ball.
Can I have it back? Thank you.
Say, Magnus, you don't actually know that fellow, do you?
Of course I know him. His mother was our skivvy.
That was all good fun.
Was it?
That's all right, really. Just excited.
My mother wouldn't have let them behave like that.
No?
My mother would have given them one look and they'd all have knelt down and kissed her hand, like slaves. They all fell in love with her at dances. They'd have obeyed her, breathlessly.
I expect she was very beautiful.
So she keeps telling me. You've lost your tie.
Yes. I think you look jolly nice. That dress.
Isn't it horrible? Please, tell me it's horrible. She made me wear it.
Look, would you like to have a go in the river? Might be a bit of fun.
I suppose it might.
Some enchanted evening, someone may be laughing. You may hear her laughing across a crowded room. And night after night, as strange as it seems, the sound of her laughter will sing it.
You've got nice hair, too. First thing I noticed about you when I saw you this evening. The niceness of your hair.
Don't say that.
Never noticed that. Not when we're all kids.
Please, don't say things like that to me.
streets.